Doesn't have to be perfect.
I don't want it to be perfect. Like, I just want it to be authentic. Like, I just want, like, you know, like, everything to be me. And, like, really me.
Really, really, really you?
Yeah, cause like I've never been very creative in my life, but like this is something that I feel like I've been able to channel that in like really well, like more better than I expected to be able to, like, cause like I just have never experienced being creative like this, and it's really nice, really nice. Like it's like a completely new thing to me. It's so cool.
It's a wonderful outlet, you know?
Yeah, but just like being creative in general, like it's so cool. Like I've never been able to really do it very well, and like it's really cool. And, like maybe that's silly, but and so like that's why I want it to be me, because like I want it to keep being cool. It has to be fun and it has to be enjoyable.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Good ass smell.
What are those?
Recognize the drip. Jump!
Get your new library card.
It's cute, and then there's like little room in there. It's just like little ones. It's
It's not too good.
It's book update time. I officially finished Drive Your Plow Over the Bones of the Dead. 4 stars is my final rating. It was really, really amazing. I so thoroughly enjoyed it. The dialogue between the characters was so intricate and true to what real, conversations are, and yet they emphasized and said so much more than just the specific words that were in the dialogue. And I also love that the protagonist is not a tween. I feel like even in adult books, like, the protagonist ends up being a teen or 20 years old or 25 or something. And the protagonist in here is an old woman. And I think that gives such an advanced perspective. Maybe that's a weird word to use, but I feel like it doesn't give the face value of everything. It gives the years and years of experience that this main character has, along with the actual things that she is experiencing. And I think that adds so much more dimension to the plot points that go on in here. I would have been sad had it ended any other way. I think, I was like, at the end, I kind of shut the book and I was like, huh. And I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I was wondering if the reason that I couldn't stop thinking about it was because I was dissatisfied with the ending, but I don't think that it was. I think that I just kept thinking about it because the book as a whole poses a very large moral dilemma, of course, which is not solved by the end of the book on purpose, because that's the point of a moral dilemma. You're supposed to ask yourself what was right, what was wrong. But I do think that in the end, I was happy with the ending because I wasn't sad with the ending. I really enjoyed it. I flew through it. Seriously, like, the writing was so beautiful as well. I think that the way that this author writes is so intricate. Very, very train of thought, but not in a droning on sort of way. There's very much cohesiveness and structure and purpose behind the lack of structure and purpose within the flow of the writing, for sure. Great. 4 stars. Amazing. Up next, 100 pages into A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. I found it in my book box video. You can go and watch that if you'd like. But I just wanted something that was fun and that was easy to read and that would really pull me in quickly, because I think I've been having a hard time starting books. As long as I can get myself to start them, I can finish them. So I'm trying to make starting books as easy as possible. I am 100 pages in. I'm really quite enjoying A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. The dialogue is cringe, though. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if it's classified as a YA, but the, like, teeny bopper dialogue and
flirting and hangout scenes feel very YA. And so sometimes, like, in the middle of the quite well woven together plot points and barrages of information you go through to solve this mystery, there were just like these cringy and flat stereotypical teenager drama scenes kind of in there, and like I have wanted to skip every single one so far. So we'll see if they get any better, if they have any purpose. I don't have it on me because my boyfriend because Valentine already took it, but we have been reading Akira. We have finished the first 3 of their big volumes that they produced back in like 2011, I think. And we are loving it. My personal favorite volume so far has been volume 3. My least favorite has been volume 1. But I think that's mostly just because the entirety of volume 1 is rising action, and it's bigger than the other 2. Like, it's just a lot of introduction because it's a lot of setup to get to the story, but then once you get into it, the ball's rolling, and the ball never stops rolling. It just keeps going, and that's what I like. And then the next thing that I want to pick up is Pedro Paramo by Juan Rulfo. It's a magical realism. He's normally like talked about in the same breath as Gabriel Garcia Marquez and type of things, but it's way short. So I think that's more the magical realism that I would like. I liked 100 Years of Solitude. I just felt like it was so long and it was so dense. There was so much in it. I would have to read it a billion times to ever fully understand it, and I currently do not have the urge to read it a million times. Maybe that will change in the future as my reading taste changes, but currently have no urge to do that. You know, I have Where the Red Fern Grows that I need to finish, and that is my TBR. Everything I'm currently reading, but you know, what if I just pick up A Dowry in Blood and reread it again instead? Because I think that's what we're going to do here. I have a travesty to report. Carrie Canton Reed's read one of my favorite YA fantasies, and she hated it. She read Vampire Academy, and she hated it. And I love Vampire Academy. I know it's bad. I know it's, like, not good. And maybe I've never fixated on a book just because of the nostalgia. But I've always really... I really enjoy it. I really like Rose, and she hated Rose. How will I recover? My confidence in my taste is gone. If you love Vampire Academy, hit me up. We can talk about it. You know, I think I'm realizing something over the past 6 months that I've been doing this. The biggest thing that keeps me from reading is that decision fear. You know what I mean? I think it's like an ADHD symptom or something like that. The biggest difference that this channel has made is that it forces me to assign myself books to read. And those are the books that I have been filling in between my indecipherable mood reads. Because I just spent the last like 30 minutes sitting here on my couch staring at my bookshelf trying to decide what to read. This whole scheduling thing, non-mood reading, I don't know if there's a term for it, non-mood reading is kind of lit. But like the proper balance. of it right though, right? Kind of lit. I'm not gonna lie.
Still call it up. I'll still need destruction if they close the city. If they blow the bridge, I'll slip back through the tunnel.
what I got. If We Were Villains by L.M. Rio. I've actually read very little dark academia in my life. I don't know, it just hasn't been something that has appealed to me. And so then I heard what the summary of this was, and I'm intrigued, and I honestly might pick it up right now. I started Cloud Atlas, I got like 13 pages into it, so I should really keep going with that, because I know if I don't pick that one up back up soon, I'm gonna have to start it over again. And I don't want to do that. Okay, we are here for a reading update. First, I finished A Good Girl's Guide to Murder. Way better than I expected. Didn't necessarily guess the ending. I had some like inklings that were close, but it still surprised me and it kept me really engaged. Even if the interpersonal interactions are very like, oh, I'm a teen, I just can't talk to anybody, I can't, you know, kind of miscommunication a little bit kind of thing. So, but like the plot doesn't rely on that. The plot is external to that, and that's why I think that it works, because that external plot is like the foundation that the silly stuff kind of floats around. So it has a good set. I would probably read the next one. I'm glad it wasn't like I have to pick up the next one and read it right away, because I didn't really want to like get into a series, and I didn't really have to, but like I can when I'm ready, which I'm looking forward to. Then next there's clips, saw me finishing A Dowry of Blood. I love this book. This is my second time reading this book, and upon this reread, I am deciding to put it on my favorite shelf. It truly like strikes a chord with me that no romance, because I guess it's technically a romance. I think it's, to me it's a little more than that, but like no thing that is centered around a relationship has ever captivated me to the level with which this captivates me. I'm not a romantasy girl, like I am not in reading for the romance 99% of the time, but this one, oh my god, it's so delicious. Every single word on every page is so beautifully placed. The like writing in it is so like lyrical yet completely comprehensible. It's not dense and too hard to read. Like it's like, oh, it's so good, it's so good. So this is getting moved from the regular shelf to my favorite shelf. I am officially deciding. I'm so excited for S.T. Gibson's next books, Evocation and An Education in Malice. So excited. I will have all of them. Also, I'm not a big smut fan ever. It's just not my thing. But this is some gold. And then, as you probably saw, I bought If We Were Villains. I don't think I filmed any clips of it, because I sat down and I read it all in 1 day, 1.5 days. It was like 1 day and then like 3 hours the next day to finish it off. Just because I hate finishing books when I'm too tired, because then I don't absorb the endings. I like to finish right before endings, so that I'm really enticed to read the next time I pick up a book. Tangent. This was really good. I did guess the ending. I guessed the plot twist. I guess whodunit. I guess. I'm not the biggest Shakespeare fan, but I think that was why I still appreciated it, because
there were some parts in which it made Shakespeare more comprehensible than usual, but I also feel like there were some parts that I didn't necessarily get because I don't have the Shakespeare brain. But it didn't take away from the story when I didn't understand the large portions of Shakespeare that were in here. It wasn't like I didn't really feel like I was missing out. I just felt like there was like an extra, like a Easter egg that I could get if I did understand it, and if I didn't, then I could just move forward, which like I think is a really smart way to write about something that's not super accessible to everybody. But also, like, I had a hard time liking like any of the characters, and I think that's hard for me. I think this helped me understand that that's hard for me. Not that, like I said, I read it in a day and a half. The plot was great, but like the characters, I mean, so like they were all individuals, and I really appreciated that each of the characters had their own individual traits and quirks and things like that. Like they were very individualistic in the difference of all 7 of the main characters, but I felt like there was nothing much beyond their surface level traits, because they were carrying the plot along. And I like, I think the notion that Shakespeare drove them crazy is very funny and very interesting concept to play with, which like I really enjoyed. It kind of ends on like open-ended. There's like an open ending kind of, and I looked up there, and L.M. Rio, the author, was like, no, there's not going to be a second one, which I was like, hell yeah, because I think that works out better that way, because if there were to be a second one, it would have to be completely different than this, and it could never be like a duology. It could never be like a continuation of this, because this book relies so much on the setting and the circumstance that the characters are in. So I appreciate L.M. Rio for that decision, and it makes me like this book more. What I'm currently reading, I picked up Cloud Atlas by David Mitchell finally, and it is testing my brain, but in a really great way, so let's hope I can stick to it. Also, I finally picked up Rilke's Book of Hours, which I'm so excited about. I just read the introduction, which told about the history of the Book of Hours. This was one of his like first works that he ever wrote, and so I'm very interested, because I think a lot of the Rilke that I have fallen in love with actually tended to be some of his later works, maybe 20 years after this was written. So I'm very intrigued to see what his early life is like. I don't know if you can see with the deckled edges, I've already tabbed it up like a motherfucker, and I haven't even begun with the poetry. I've just gotten to through the introduction and the translator's notes and things like that, which have been really interesting and very intriguing to check out. I'm really excited for this. I'm headed into the woods really soon, so I want to take like a woodsy book, but like I don't know what to take. So if you have an idea for like a woodsy book, or a book that's fun to read in the woods, not a book that's scary to read in the woods, please, let me know your recommendations, because that would be cool. I know I've said it twice, I'm not supposed to be getting new books, but you know, if you send me a book that I think I'm gonna like, I'm gonna buy it. So send me a book you think I'm gonna like. I think I'm gonna end the vlog here. I appreciate all of you guys, and I hope you all take care.